Order, order. Welcome to another episode of Reporters Without Orders, a podcast where we discuss what made news, what did not, and what absolutely should not have. Today we have with us two of my colleagues, Drishti and Sumedha. Drishti is doing a very interesting series on encroachment on footpaths in Delhi's upper-class elite societies. And Sumedha has recently reported on the Bangladeshi issue in Delhi NCR. So, welcome to Reporters Without Orders, Drishti and Sumedha.
Hi, Pratyush.
How are you?
I'm good.
So, let's first discuss about Drishti's story because I was, in social media, I found a lot of response to your stories. There has been positive response, like many people are clicking photos of their footpaths, sharing it on Twitter, saying, Newslaundry is doing this kind of stories because it's very rare these days this kind of stories are published in the media. So, how do you feel when your story gets such a good response?
It was a pressing issue in Delhi because we also live in one of these colonies only, and I live in Malviya Nagar, and I have seen it there as well. Like there are no footpaths, and as you said, when you see people reacting to it, giving positive response, obviously it feels good. I think it is like first time that I'm getting such a huge response on a story where people are actually interacting with stories so much. And as you said, a lot of people have approached, and they've also mentioned the names of their colonies, where they are facing the same issue, and obviously no action is being taken for it. So I'm glad that people are happy with it, and I don't know, it's surreal, I think, because
She's
it's
also our youngest.
She's the youngest reporter in our team. And
but it's surreal for me.
But what was your feeling when you started with the story? Because there are two phases in reporter's mind. When we start the story, we have something in our mind, or the kind of we have a feeling, okay, this story may work, may not work. And when it gets good response, we have something else, we have a different feeling. So what was your initial impression when you approached the story?
So we started with defense colony only, and I think the first doubt that I had in my mind was if I will even have access to all these colonies, because these are gated colonies. Right. So it is difficult sometimes to get inside, and especially getting pictures or evidence of it is even more difficult. So when I started, I just had this doubt ki if I will be able to have the proof, have evidence of this happening, because we all know about it.
Right.
But even when I was on the ground doing the story, a lot of time people did come and tell that why are you clicking pictures of our houses, or there were security guards who were outside these houses and they were stopping me. So I had my doubts ki if I will be able to get something worthy, because it was difficult to get pictures, videos, getting RWAs to talk about it, or even residents to talk about it. So I had that initial doubt. But I think after defense colony I got confident, because also maybe because defense colonies RWA also they were really helpful in getting me information about all these encroachments. But after that I got a bit confident. I understood the process. I think it's just the first time thing that you are confused about it, but once you get a hang of it, you tend to do it. So we visited 6 colonies in total. So after defense colony I was a bit confident, and again getting pictures was difficult, but still there was a framework that I had in mind. We were focusing on certain kind of encroachments, and in defense colony we got clear picture of what encroachments are actually happening in these colonies. So after that it was a bit easier, I think.
Do you know that, by the way, the RWA Office of Defense Colony, it has also controversy around it because it is in a monument.
Encroached space itself.
It's
it
a
was
monument.
It was
It's
on a monumental
monument.
road, but
Yes.
they have removed it from there. Now it's in C block.
I visited it last year for some story. Then I noticed it. It is now they have shifted it.
Because they faced like a
I think
case
the court case. They
against
faced
him,
a court
So
case.
now they're in C block somewhere.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's no longer there. That's a good thing. Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why Drishti's story got so much traction is because we are living in a time in Delhi when we are
I was about to say the
reading
same.
news about demolition of slums and juggies happening every day. And before this series only, Drishti had done an amazing story, which I remember was distributed widely among civil society, was that some 27,000 houses were demolished
Yes,
People were displaced.
yeah, it is mentioned in this story as well. Around 27,000 mostly from vulnerable sections have been displaced in demolition drives in Delhi.
So the government is so quick, the authorities are so quick to remove these encroachments, but when it comes to these elite colonies or societies, there are hardly any
action.
Right. So we'll come to your story because it's I think three stories have been published as part of this series. So there are different colonies. We'll talk about these colonies separately. But we also like to talk about Sumedha's story about this Bangladeshi issue and detention of people claiming to be from West Bengal and Assam. So you were in Gurugram last few days and you were traveling around Delhi. So what is the sense? Because we are also reading it on newspaper. So you are also covering the issue. So what is your sense of the whole issue? Like how is it, playing out in Delhi or, in a political space?
I think this is one of those issues which is not being as widely covered as it should be, because I don't know the reason behind that, but this is something I have been following from the last 2 weeks, and I have visited multiple parts of Delhi plus NCR, like as you said, Gurgaon as well. So there we are seeing that the police, both Delhi police and Haryana police, is cracking down on any Bengali-speaking Muslims living, especially in slums, who are basically involved in collection of garbage in our city, and that garbage which can also be recycled.
Right.
So these are the people who are at the backbone of cleaning our cities and keeping our cities, livable. And they have been living in Delhi, in Gurgaon, in those specific designated slums from 2 decades, 3 decades. But this was the first time when we are seeing instances of police randomly walking into their house at 12 o'clock or at 3 a.m. in the morning, asking them to show their identity proofs and just picking them up and putting into detention centers. And this is a reality. Now I have visited detention camps in both Delhi and Gurgaon, and the situation looks quite dangerous and dark.
I just wanted to know, does it have any connection with, if I remember correctly, if a few months ago, I think there was a similar drive against Rohingyas living in Delhi.
Yeah, I think you were following
that. I was following it, but
and
there was a lot of So at that point, we also heard that MHA has some directions about Bangladeshis as well.
Yeah.
And similar kind of deportation thing has started in Assam few months back. Even some people were sent to the
pushback
to Myanmar. Even Chief Minister openly claimed they are doing it and they are going to do it, and many have returned also. In that pushback drive, we have seen how some of the Indian citizens whose case of in Assam the situation is a bit different. So but they were returned. They have returned to home,
right.
And many publications like Scroll and all have reported about it from ground. So do you think this is the part of the same drive in Delhi, or it is kind of a new attempt because Delhi has a new government? So how do you see
the thing is that there's no clarity. We have not seen any public order. All we know is that there were some announcements made by the Delhi government that and that they will they will detain those illegal immigrants from Bangladesh and Myanmar, but there has been no public order as of now. I mean, these people, we don't know. We don't know what their citizenship is. It is a very complicated issue. And what if all of them are Indians? How would you prove? How would you then justify illegal detention of them for 4, 5, or 6 days?
Right. So they have been released.
And there
after
are
that,
instances of people who have gone missing. Their families have not been able to trace them from 2 months.
So can you just walk us through the process, how it is happening? They have been picked up from home, or they were questioned earlier in police station. What is the process that you have learned from the ground?
So I have visited some 3 to 4 slums till now, and what I've seen is that all in from the westmost part of Delhi to Gurgaon, I would say that the mechanism in which it is happening, it's very similar. In all the slums, people have alleged that the police officers walk into their houses at 12 o'clock or at 3 o'clock at any time of the day, and they'll ask them to show their documents. And And when these people would show their Aadhaar card or voter ID cards, I mean, voter ID card is very important, which shows that these people
Right.
would have been also part of the electoral process in our country.
Right.
And then there are cases when these people have also produced their passports. They show their passport to
I
them.
have seen one case study.
Yeah, and they'll tell them that, we using this passport, we have been to Saudi Arabia or Malaysia to find some work. And then there's a common response by the police officers. They would say that these documents can be easily forged. I mean, if these documents can be easily forged, then it's a big question on the state.
Yes.
And then these people would just be detained. And another common thread is in none of the cases, I think now we have over 24 cases. In none of these cases, we have seen police walking to people's house with any official or administrative order.
Okay.
There's no order shown to them till now. And they're just being picked up, and first they are taken to the police custody, where the police would usually tell them, as they claim, that no, you are Bangladeshis, aap Indian nahi ho, aap to Bangladesh, aap Bengali bolte ho. Despite showing all these cards.
Voter ID
despite showing all their documents. And these people have, meticulously preserved all their documents. मतलब उनका electricity bill भी होगा, उनका gas का bill तक होता है, वो रखते हैं, वो बोलते हैं ये सब कहाँ से आया? And then and the police would just say that these are all forged documents.
Okay.
And then they'll keep them in the police station for a couple of hours, and they'll shift them to the detention centers. So these
detention centers are like, proper jail, because in
no,
Assam
they're
I
not
have
proper
seen,
jail. They're not proper.
Yeah, there used
so
to be
they're just community halls which have been turned into detention centers overnight. So they lack basic amenities. There are sanitation issues. These people have also alleged that they are given food only once, proper meal once a day. So this is also like human rights violation.
Right.
And then these people are asked to produce a verification certificate from the local police station from back
home.
Back home. So I mean, there's no proper procedure to it. If you are, if that person is a Bangladeshi citizen, then in that case, the police has to produce an order by FRRO, Foreign Registration Regional Office. But in all of these cases, there's only one case which I have reported that there was an order produced after the family had moved to the High Court against the illegal detention. And after that, a day after that, the police had produced an FRR order saying that these people are Bangladeshi nationals.
Okay. So it is discreet in some way, like the whole operation or the...
Yeah, it is very discreet. And when we have tried to reach out to the police officers, when we have asked them, the Office of the Police Commissioner of Gurugram or Delhi, that, under which order all of this is happening, they've all said that, for now they cannot disclose any information, but they have not denied these charges. So in one of the detention center, which was actually a community center of municipal councillor in Gurugram in Sector 10A, that community hall was turned into a detention center where 74 Bengali-speaking Muslims from West Bengal and Assam have been detained from 4 to 5 days. Okay. And now today morning there was another report in Times of India which confirmed what we were assuming at that time, that there are 4 more detention centers where 250 people have been detained. So
they have not been released after 4-5 days, or what is happening?
No, it's been 5 days. It's been 5 days. We are recording this.
So the verification is going on, like why they're being kept under the detention. There should be some reason, no?
Yeah. So
they are producing their IDs, voter ID or passport or whatever they have, and now they if they have been kept on the detention center, that means they are verifying it back home, or what is the?
That's what the police is claiming, that they need to produce a verification, their identity certificate from the local police station from back home. But so they are in detention. We are recording this podcast on
23rd of July.
Yeah, and it's been 5 to 6 days when we have seen that they have been kept in the detention centers. And what if they are all Indian citizens? That is my question.
Yeah.
Then,
and has there been anyone released so far?
No, not yet. I have not seen.
No one has been released
till
from
now. No, it's been a week. And
what about their family members? They have their family.
I have also seen cases where people have been detained from 2 months.
Okay.
And there's been no answer till now. There were 6 people from Bhavana who were just picked up and they were detained. This is not mentioned in the story which we have published till now.
Right.
It is going to come up very soon.
Okay. Very interesting. So, coming back to Drishti's story, like Delhi, like lot of developments in Delhi. Sumedha is reporting on Bangladesh issue. Your story is quite unique in a sense, it talks about a very common yet ignored problem. It's like
I would say it's a take on what the demolition drives which is happening in Delhi on poor people.
Yeah, yeah, right. And like this kind of encroachment, we all see in our day-to-day life. Like for example, in Malviya Nagar too, we have seen like footpaths being encroached by this car parking and all those things. So like you visited six such colonies. What is the most common pattern among them? Is there anything?
Yeah, so in the 4-part series that we have done, obviously we have divided the parts with the kind of encroachment that we saw. But yeah, there were majorly 5 type of encroachments that we saw across all the 6 colonies, and the most common was car parking, like the vehicles parked.
I think so. Yeah, that should be.
yeah, the vehicles parked outside the houses, and like I've also mentioned in the reports that like you'll see more than one car outside one houses. Like there'll be like 3 cars parked, parallelly parked, with that house. And there was this like the residents also who were interested in talking to us, because many residents refused to talk to us because they were one of those people who had encroached upon the footpath area. But the residents who did talk, they did say ki, where else will we park? And they don't understand the concept of having their own garage, and they wanted, but they're like, but we'll still have to have ramps and all of this. So there are guidelines for ramps and stuff, but the car parking, I think vehicles parked was the most common type of encroachment. And again, yeah, driveways or ramps were also, they had these huge driveways made, and so it's allowed to have driveways, but it shouldn't break the flow of the footpath, right?
Okay.
So you have to make it in such a way that the footpath is in the same height.
Right.
It's not varied, because we want to ensure that it's accessible to people who have disabilities or who use wheelchairs.
Right.
So, but that concept clearly cuts off when you have driveways with varied heights, or even like the width of the footpath is not according to the IRC guidelines. So these 2 things, I think these were the most common.
I have also seen many houses having their security offices
booths,
on the booths, sorry, not offices, booths outside their gates on the footpath. Is it also kind of the encroachment?
Yeah, we have also mentioned that.
Okay.
In Vasant Vihar story, we have mentioned in Shanti Niketan and Vasant Vihar, there were a lot of houses which had security guard booths outside.
Right.
And these security guards, only when I was telling that it was difficult to get pictures and all, because these guards were coming and saying, please don't click pictures, because it's their job to protect.
It's not their fault,
house.
definitely.
Yeah, it's not their fault. But yeah, the houses have that. And in the Vasant Vihar story, we have also mentioned when I was talking to the RWA, so they said that some Delhi High Court order allowed the embassies to have security guard booths outside their properties. Newslaundry was not able to independently verify that. We couldn't find that order. But so he said that if they are allowed to have, then why can't they have it? Why can't other houses?
But if it is not verified, how this argument falls flat?
Yeah. So we weren't able to verify it, but that's what their counter argument was. Like that is why we also need to have security guard booths, because we need security for our houses as well. In like 2022, there was also an anti-encroachment drive that happened. After a court case, which we have mentioned, Basant Vihar. So at that time, the driveways were ordered to be removed. But the RWA got like a high court order against it, and that case is still going on. And they have these arguments only, like it's arbitrary, and the court, they have argued that they would want to rather destroy these ramps or driveways themselves rather than having MCD or authority come in and do it. But nothing has happened ever since, and the case is still going on. So I think in all the colonies that we have visited also, 1 or 2 other colonies also saw anti-encroachment drives, but at that time it was just like a temporary, sort of thing that happened, that some security guard booths were removed, or like they hit 1 or 2 driveways, but after that nothing has happened. So that is why the people have encroached again.
So no major action against any of this encroachment over the years, right?
Yeah, for at least what I observed and what we have also written in story, for at least 2 years now, nothing has happened, specifically for them. And the drives that have happened, those were like on the main roads, and they were to remove the vendors, the street vendors, not the parks, not the driveways per se, or like the potted plants that we have also seen. So nothing like that has happened.
Usually, what is the repercussion?
So there are different laws. Like for the car parking thing, we talked to this traffic inspector for the defense colony story we have mentioned. So he says that they can't directly come and cut challans for the cars. But if a member approaches the local police station and that police calls the traffic police, then they have the right to come and cut challans for these illegally parked cars. So I think it's very tangled when you come to all of the laws related to it. It's very tangled, and that is why the action takes so much time to actually.
And what is the role of RWA, or their role, or their response to these observations or this kind of encroachment on footpaths? So what was their response?
So yeah, it varied like colony wise. So defense colony RWA was very supportive, and they were also very interested and motivated to remove all these encroachments.
Okay.
We had they talked about it a lot, and they also said that they have complained to the authorities a lot of time, MCD a lot of time, but yeah, nothing has happened. Then New Friends colonies, one of the RWA member did talk to me, but he didn't come on record. So a bit it was not very interactive with them, but still, yeah. Vasant Vihar RWA was also very interactive. They also were very motivated in removing all these encroachments. Shantiniketan didn't speak to us. And the fourth part, which is, I think, will be published by the time this gets published. So for GK and CR Park, their RWAs also agreed that, they agreed that not having footpaths in colony is a big problem. And they said that they have made numerous complaints with MCD. So GK RWA secretary, he said that they got the response that we have no funds to come and do anything about it. And CR Parks also RWA said that we are trying, we have complained a lot of times, but we are still waiting for a holistic response to it, or we are waiting that when will the pedestrians be safe in walking in all of these colonies.
My God.
It's very sad, Sumedha and Drishti both, these colonies, for example, Shantiniketan, it houses prominent people, if you take there, who is living in those colonies, including Vasant Bihar, there either would be bureaucrats, former bureaucrats, even former ministers. They are all very powerful people whom, as a country, they have run the country.
Yeah.
So if they are breaking law in front of their gates, what could be more pathetic and telling story of India? It's very pathetic in a way, because they are as a bureaucrat, they are supposed to, maybe someone who has served in North Block, they're supposed to serve the country and do the rightful.
Ensure that laws are being followed.
Ensure that, and now they are breaking law in front of their house
just to get their car parked.
Because they have more than one. They can't park inside their houses.
But so they can break the law, but this guy is taking decision to remove the 27,000 poor.
Yeah.
From Delhi.
Just imagine these are the people who would be writing orders every day to get slums demolished, signing those orders.
And saying they are on encroached government land. But in case of them, they can break the rule.
They can
nobody
do
can point out.
Yeah, I think you have rightly mentioned this is a story of India.
This is the story of India.
We have also got comments from Bangalore, Mumbai saying this is the same problem we have here. So obviously it's not just Delhi which has this elite problem.
Highlighting Delhi is important because here the decision makers, the most powerful, they live. It is not that ordinary somebody in a private company guy. I'm not saying should not be a responsible citizen. I'm just saying their
you would
actions,
expect these people to better
we expect these people to better understand law because they are the decision makers. They run the country, or at least they used to run the country in a sense if they are a former bureaucrat or former minister. And just go and look into the Shantiniketan, you will find many former ministers, including from this Modi government. And I don't want to take names, but we all know who is living there, and it's nothing to say, but it's interesting. Sumedha, you have any questions for Drishti, because you have been very excited about this story before
Yeah, I think I was
it was
really.
published.
I think one of the very interesting new dimension which Drishti was able to bring into her series was that this has also led to shrinkage of public space, and that was a detail which really caught my eye. I was like, oh shit, we never thought like that. I think it would be good if you could explain this to our viewers.
Yeah, so according to the IRC guidelines, you're supposed to have 1.8 meter width of footpath, at least, like that's the minimum thing you have to have. And on these roads, if you will see, so footpath is supposed to be on both the sides, right? But on both the sides, you can only find encroachment. So that part, like at least minimum 3.6 meter of from a road is just gone. It's just vanished, and that is public space that is supposed to be for the public,
Right.
for the pedestrians. And inside these colonies especially, because although there are rules to like slow down your speed, but if there is no footpath, and like on main roads when we are walking, we still find somewhat like in some areas we still have footpaths. We still know that okay, it's a main road, we have to be careful while walking. But when you're walking in a colony like this, you would expect you would be safe. But you're not, because that public space which is supposed to be for you, just for you to walk on it, that's gone now. That's just vanished. It's disappeared.
Yeah, which can lead to accidents.
Yeah. It
Is
has.
it leading to?
We don't have substantial evidence for it, but RWAs did say that they have had incidents where people have met accidents, especially for like children or like people who are like above 60s or in their 70s. It's very difficult for them to walk on the roads. And also we know the condition of roads in Delhi anyway.
Yeah.
Like they're full of potholes, they're uneven. So if you have a footpath which according to the rules is supposed to be symmetrical, I think it would be easier for people to walk on them then, instead of walking on uneven roads anyway.
So yeah, Drishti is very interesting, and my today's recommendation for this week would be Drishti's series. But before going to the last part of our podcast, I just wanted to, I think, Sumedha, while discussing your story, we missed one very important point about the citizenship. Because in India, the issue of citizenship, and since I am born and brought up in Assam, it has been an issue since my childhood, that the Bangladeshi citizenship, D voters, then NRC. I have seen this lot of the issue around the citizenship, and now as you were doing the story on Bangladeshi issue, and we know about the SIR issue in Bihar. So what do you think of it, since you were covering the issue?
I can just tell what does the law say, and it is a very complicated issue in India, because India does not give any citizenship certificate unless or until you are a foreigner who is applying for Indian citizenship. In that case only, the government will grant you a certificate which will loudly say that you are an Indian citizen. But in our cases, like people who are born in India, so we have India's citizenship by birth, but that is decided by the year in which you are born. As per the Citizenship Act, if you are born between 1950 and 1987, you are an Indian citizen by birth, which means that you just need to prove with any document which can prove that you were born before 87. And if you're born between 87 to December 2004, when the law the amended law was implemented, then you have to prove that you are born in India. And the second criteria is that either of your one parent should be an Indian citizen. But after December 2004, you have to prove that your one of the parent was an Indian and this other was not an illegal immigrant. So this is what the Citizenship Act says, but there's no mention where your citizenship can be proven, which document would prove this. So there's no single document to prove any of these. And that is why this has been contentious in the case of the Bihar's SIR, because firstly, Election Commission of India in that case does not have the authority to decide whether you are an Indian citizen or not. And if your name is removed from the voter list, will that tantamount to saying that you are not an Indian citizen?
Right.
So there's a lot of unclarity over what is happening in Bihar. And this is the same unclarity has also creeped into the crackdown which we are witnessing in Delhi and Haryana, and maybe in other parts of the country as well.
Right. So we are coming to the last segment, that is the recommendation. I know Drishti is prepared for it. So I will not ask her first, so I will ask you first. So Sumedha, you tell me.
I was
what is
not prepared for this.
I know she was looking into phone. Okay, I am going to say it.
I was just remembering the name.
Yeah, I think my recommendation is very simple. Everybody should go and watch F1. Superman. And I've been only watching movies from the last couple of weeks.
Okay, to Drishti, what about you?
So it's a book that actually Sumedha gifted me. H Pop, The Secretive World of Hindutva.
On your birthday?
No, not on birthday.
Last year, Christmas.
Wow. Yeah, Christmas maybe she gifted me. So it's H Pop by Kunal Purohit.
Oh, she was your secret Santa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that book I'm reading right now. So it's very interesting. And yeah, it's about
after 6 months.
Yeah. Gone very bad.
At least she's reading it. I don't even forget if I've bought any book.
Why did you gift her that book?
I think it was good reportage by Kunal Purohit. He's a very senior reporter.
Okay, it's Kunal.
Yeah, and he has gone and meticulously very meticulously given shape and structure to, what is labeled as something which is omnipresent Hindutva pop. Yeah.
Okay.
All the songs and like the influence that they are having on youth maybe.
Yeah, and it's shown how it is systematic and how it is done in a certain way to get it right and to influence young people in India.
People per se, yeah.
Oh, great. So
what is your recommendation? You cannot get away with
I recommended Drishti. No, actually, to be honest, I'm not being able to read any books properly.
Yeah.
For last few days because I was involved in some other works and movies. Like honestly, I'm not a good in terms of movies. Like I watch very shitty random movies. Like whatever I found on in Amazon or Netflix. Like Panchayat has come. I was planning to watch it, but I got bored because Amazon has started this thing. No, you have to watch their ads. Despite I'm paying $8.99 rupees.
That also happens with the Hotstar also.
Yeah, no. What is this? This should be.
Yeah.
This is we are also.
I don't know. I've never paid, so I'm on any case watching ads.
See, we are also subscription-based media house.
Yeah.
We also understand the subscription is needed. But if you're taking subscription money,
and
we are paying.
You showing ads
then you are showing ads. That's problematic.
Yeah. That's what we don't do.
That's what we don't do. Yeah, good plug-in, Drishti. So we don't take ads, so we depend on you. So subscribe to Newslaundry. Drishti, you want to say something more?
Yeah, it's because of subscriptions only we are being able to do such ground reports. So we need subscriptions. We need you guys.
So this is coming from the youngest member of our team. So you better subscribe.
Okay, guys. So with this, this podcast is adjourned.
Journalism at Newslaundry is powered by the public. Because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.